What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Bigbabyjonathan here. Welcome to the latest edition of the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast. I got my boy, Laker Ray. What's going on, Laker Ray? How's it going, man?
Ron, thanks for having me today. I'm excited.
And I got Laker Boost. Laker Boost, how's it going, man?
What's up, Big Baby? Thankful for being here, and I can't wait to get in our topics today.
And I got my boy Corey from Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. How's it going, man?
Man, everything's good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, okay. Today's show, we're going to talk about the potential NBA season returning. So I'm going to start with Corey. Corey, so overall, did you hear news about Mark Stein today?
Yes, about the season being, but there were plans of restarting the season.
Yeah. So give us an in-depth take on that. Like, how do you feel about that news this morning?
I mean, it's been a lot of different outlets reporting that they're gonna have like these plans and to restart. We're gonna have this, and finally we got something that's kind of a little bit more concrete, and we kind of see how it's gonna be. So when I got that news, I was really excited about the potential of finally getting this thing going. So like I talked to you guys before, we had all the momentum going into the season. I feel like this all this stuff that's been going on. I understand it, but I'm ready to finally put the period onto this season, like the definitive period of us being the champions of this season,
Let's go.
like it should have been.
Go ahead, Laker Ray. What's your thoughts about that?
I'm just. He got me hyped. He's speaking nothing but facts right now. This was our year, and obviously earlier in the year we lost to a couple of teams when it came down to the chance to really prove ourselves. We lost to the Clippers twice. We lost to the Bucks. I would even say when we lost to the Raptors at home, that was I was disappointed. But most recently, when we had a tough game stretch, and that included the Clippers and the Bucks, and we took care of business. So it was showing that coming down the stretch, heading into the playoffs, that not only were we first in the West, but it wasn't a fluke when we were ready. So I'm with Corey, and I'm sure with any other Laker fan, no bias at all. We have the best team. Our defense is on point. Our offense is clicking, and it's go time, and it still is go time. So let's get it.
Go ahead, Dylan. Give us your thoughts about that.
So obviously what both these guys say, I 100% agree with, but just to add, I am extremely happy. I cannot wait for Lakers season to come back. For me, I really feel like it's going to be whatever team is going to be able to find that momentum as fast as they can is really going to be the team that's going to go the furthest in playoffs. Obviously, my money is on the Lakers. We're obviously already back into the training facility as of last Saturday. We already caught the floor. The Clippers are not back in their training facility yet, so we can call it what it is, maybe a little upper edge, but I'm extremely excited. I can't wait for LeBron, AD, and the gang to get back.
Yeah, man, me too, man. I'm excited, and I feel like the Lakers are motivated. They want to prove everybody wrong. LeBron's on a mission, LeBron's on a mission to prove everybody wrong. The haters, Skip Bayless, Rob Parker. Rob Parker made an article today that nobody wanted to play with LeBron, and I commented, "Are you bored? Is that why you wrote that? Like, come on, man. All these writers are bored. They want to create storylines. LeBron's not a bad. He's not a bad teammate. People need to quit with that. Oh, he's a bad teammate. He just has high expectations, just like Kobe." Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
So we got some questions in here. Daniel Artest, which is Ron Artest's brother, he's in the streams.
Hey,
It's time.
Shout out, Daniel.
So Daniel,
Yeah, I agree with you, Daniel Artest, man. I agree with you. We gotta win it, and we have to win it for Kobe. I know this 2020 has been down here since Kobe passed, and I'm keeping it real. It has been downhill, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We gotta get this championship for Kobe. So, what is your guys' thoughts about the season leading up to the season being suspended? I'm gonna start with Dylan. Go ahead, Dylan. So, what are your thoughts about the season overall before it got suspended?
So coming into the season, I obviously had high expectations from last year. Last year we had a super young team. We had Kyle Kuzma. We also had Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart. We traded them away. We got the man, Davis. So obviously with Davis, I had high expectations coming into the season. We started off the season extremely well. We kept it throughout the entire length up till now. And I'm extremely happy. I don't think there's a better duo in basketball at this moment in time. Obviously, next year when Kevin Durant comes, I think that they can compete really well. But as of now, I can't complain. I think, we're the best team in the league. Obviously, our record proves it, and I couldn't have expected, or I couldn't have foreseen a better situation than what we're currently in.
Go ahead, Corey. What's your thoughts about the season leading up to seeing being suspended?
So for me, I'm gonna go back a little bit farther. Last year, we was a growing injury away from the playoffs. I don't know if anybody remember that.
I remember that.
We was sitting in fourth spot. They was clicking. LeBron was clicking with the young guys. Lonzo was balling. Um, Kuzma was balling. Kuzma was the second highest scorer on the team. Um, I think that we had a good shot, and then it just kind of went downhill after that with LeBron missing so much time. I believe he missed like 27 games that year. And then the debacle with Magic stepping down right before the game. I was like, man, like I don't know where the direction was going on. You had Linda Rambis making moves, and you had Kurt Rambis making moves. And man, like we're in disarray. And so free agency comes around. I guess they trade everybody for Anthony Davis, and I was really excited about that. But I was like, man, what do we have around Anthony? And then they kind of scrambled around, put the team together after what Kawhi did to us. And I was like, man, like Rob Pelinka really did his thing. I was really critical about Rob, but him coming together and putting that team together, I was like, okay. And then I was excited. I said, we're gonna be the team to beat. Then the first game, the Clippers beat us, and I was like, golly. And I kind of got discouraged by that. But then we kind of like took off, and we kind of like lost some games here and there, lost to the Clippers, and then we finally beat the Clippers. And I was like, okay, now we got the momentum. And then this Corona stuff hits, and I was like, God dang, we can't catch a break this year. Then we lost Kobe. It's just been a rough year for us, man. Like not even basketball wise, just all the other outside stuff. So that's why if you're a believer in like faith and stuff like that, and you kind of look at everything going like we have to win this championship. It's already predestined the way everything's been going on, losing Kobe, the other little small stuff like the coronavirus. It seems like other outside stuff is trying to take all the momentum from us, but we find a way to bounce back. This team is resilient.
Go ahead, Laker Ray. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with what everyone said so far. For me, in the off season, shout out to Rob Pelinka. Just the fact that last year during the middle of the season, we were trading all those guys, including Kuzma. He was involved in that trade. It didn't happen. Thank God. That's just my opinion. I love Kyle Kuzma. Rob Pelinka made the exact same trade minus Kyle Kuzma. So shout out to that with all the bad publicity that was going on. I love Magic Johnson. He did kind of throw Rob Pelinka under the bus, whether that stuff was true or not. I felt that it could have been handled better. But Rob Pelinka kept it going. He found a great coach. I don't think anyone saw the hiring of Frank Vogel happening. I think there was a lot of other coaches that we all even considered as fans, and Frank Vogel happened out of nowhere, and it was a great decision. Then for me, the expectations were high because you had two names. You had LeBron James still, and you had Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was, besides LeBron, as far as talking trades, I mean, that was the biggest trade we've had since when we got Pau Gasol. That was a move that's like, you make that move, we're instant championship contenders. And like I said before, everything happened. This was our year, no doubt about it. So, and I don't doubt that we're gonna struggle getting back. I think we're gonna come right back into this, and everyone's goal is the same: is to come back hard, get back together, and let's win this whole thing for Kobe, for the fans, but for Kobe. Like he said, we need this championship. We're all still grieving, we're all still mourning over Kobe. Little things keep happening. The Mamba Academy BS happened. It was too soon. Kobe, if LeBron and AD, and I'll put both of them, bring a title to LA this year, it's going to fix so much for us.
Yeah, for me, man, overall, the whole Lakers front office, when all that stuff was going on, the whole drama that they had, I had faith. I was like, Rob Pelinka's going to learn from his mistakes. Garrett Rambis, Linda Rambis, Jeannie Buss, I trust this front office. I keep saying on my podcast, I trust this front office with faith. You know what I mean? And I'm not surprised with them making the trade. I know everybody said Magic Johnson made the trade, but Rob Pelinka was the one that did it. I know Magic stepped down at that time, but still, you gotta give credit to Rob Pelinka. He went through some hell with Magic. Magic going on First Take, talking about him. Like if I was Rob Pelinka, like I don't want anything to do with you, bro. Go ahead. I don't care if you step down. I'm gonna run this my team. So everybody said Rob Pelinka was a bad hire. Remember that? Skip Bayless said it was. Everybody in sports media, but Rob Pelinka has that Kobe mentality. Put his head down, get to work, learn from your mistakes, get better from it. And I'm not surprised where the Lakers are right now overall. And go ahead, Dylan, what you think?
I was actually going to jump back in and bring up what Corey was talking about in regards to last season. Obviously, if it wasn't for LeBron's groin injury on Christmas Day, who would have known what would have happened last year? LeBron maybe could have even carried us to the Western Conference Finals, maybe even the finals for that matter. Obviously, in the West, the Warriors were not at full health. KD was out. So who knows what would have happened. But what I'm curious, and I want to ask all you guys is, if we did make the finals last year, if that would have changed anything with this Anthony Davis trade, if you felt like the Anthony Davis trade still would have happened. I'm curious what you guys think about this.
I think for me, I even though I'm a Laker fan, I'm like diehard Laker fan. I don't think we was looking at finals last year. It was just too many different holes that need to be filled. Obviously getting a generational talented player like Anthony Davis. And we have all these other unproven players. We have like spurts. We had like spurts of greatness of what these guys can do, but we didn't even see Bi transition to what he is in New Orleans. He never was that with the Lakers. But you take him out of that market, take him out of the spotlight, and he thrived in Alvin Gentry's system. It's just one of those things of how it happened. You get to LA, that's the big lights. You put that purple and gold on, that means something. Yeah. And a lot of times when guys get drafted there, they kind of crumble. They get, involved with a lot of Hollywood type of stuff like that. And basketball is not really the focus. The only person I actually seen that actually came to LA, got drafted by LA, and thrived in that market and didn't let that spotlight get to him was Kobe. Everybody else was trying to be Hollywood, trying to be in movies, trying to get their name out there, and basically trying to build a brand. But Kobe came in there. It was about basketball. Yeah. Basketball. He ate, slept, and breathed basketball in the Lakers organization. But as far as like what Dylan had brought up, I don't think we probably was there with the finals or whatever. I think we probably could have made the playoffs, but it was just too many different obstacles that we would have to overcome to even talk about finals. The days of LeBron being able to carry, four other cadavers to the finals is gone. He's 35 years old. He's not going to be able to do that anymore. And that's cadavers, dead bodies. Like he's going to have moving, active hearts. To be able to get this done. I mean, he can still do some of the things he's been doing, but he needed Anthony Davis to kind of relieve that off of him. We finally got that piece, and we can probably build something. And I think that we have enough to win a title. Kobe even said it himself. The last thing he said, this team already has what it takes to win a title. They didn't need nothing else. That's what Kobe said.
Amen.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys, man. This team is a championship contending team overall, man. And remember how Lakers hired Frank Vogel? Everybody was talking about, it's a bad hire. It's going to be Jason Kidd's job. The whole Tyrone situation. Frank Vogel was a great hire, and I give Rob Pelinka credit, because at first I'm like, Frank Vogel, I don't know. And then I invested in him. I trusted him. And 49-14, I predicted 50 wins, man. It's crazy. It's crazy this season, man. We got some questions from Gary. Some think LeBron didn't come back soon last year out of fear of just the scenario. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. So we got topic 2. So if everybody in here, if the Lakers win the championship, I'm going to start with Corey. So if the Lakers win the championship this year, what will it mean to you overall?
This one is the most special because it's the first title that we would win since the 2010 season. So we seven. We're 10 years removed from that last title already. 10 years removed from that last title, and this will be the first one, without Kobe even being on this earth. We have to, put that in the context, and then we finally tie up with those freaking Boston Celtics. Like that, they've been a thorn in my side, like from jump. So for us to lose in 2008, to come back and bounce back and beat them in 2010, I thought that was gratifying for me. But the get this title, it's going to mean so much more than any of the other ones that was ever won. Not to take nothing from those other titles, but this one is going to be the most gratifying.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Corey. If we win the championship, 17 season for LeBron, 17 championship, tie Boston, and I have, th- I have this on recording. I told Junior Bus, if Lakers win the championship, going to LA for the parade. I don't care if all quarantine. If Lakers win, I'm going down. I don't care. I'm repping my Lakers. Lakers for life. This season is tough. Kobe, the whole thing going around the world, and I already know if we win the championship, people are not going to care about like, oh, if they're going to pray, they're going to go celebrate wherever they're at. Laker Nation's a family. They'll celebrate in front of their house. I'm gonna celebrate in LA. I'm going to the parade. With this whole quarantine thing going around right now. If we win it, I'm gonna be in LA. I don't care if it's stay on lockdown. Nope, I'm a Laker for life, man. Very passionate. So Laker Ray, what will it mean to you if the Lakers win the championship this year?
Everything. And it's not a broken record. The coronavirus obviously is keeping everyone down. We're on lockdown. We're missing out on sports. So it's more for everything. But for Laker fans, I mean, think about the players. I mean, you have Dwight Howard. Look at his career. Like the past few years, that championship has eluded him. Dwight Howard was this close from being out of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And for a chance to come back to a place where he left and left a lot of Laker fans salty, to come back and be a part, not just a little part, but a huge part, because this is where stats come in. This is where stats aren't as important, because it might not show up in the box score. It might not show what his Hall of Fame numbers show, but he is making a huge difference for our team defensively. And when he gets a chance to produce offensively, he does it, and he does it at a high efficiency rate. So having Dwight come back and helping us win a championship, that for me, and I think Laker fans and for him would just mean so much. After everything with Kobe, it's just going to be it's going to hit different. And like he touched on, number 17 to tie the Celtics, because after we win this year, we're coming back next year and we're going to do it again. So LeBron has a chance to help the Lakers tie the Celtics and take over as the most championships in franchise history. Let's go.
Go ahead, Dylan. What's your thoughts if the Lakers win the title? What would that mean to you?
This one will be definitely the sweetest in some time. I can't discredit Kobe's championships, obviously winning with Shaq, winning without Shaq. But I wouldn't even compare this championship to those two, because obviously this one is dedicated to Kobe. Even if Kobe wasn't around, this one would be extremely special to me. We won in 2000, we won in 2010, and we're going to win again in 2020. Not to mention, on top of it, the Clippers obviously have a very great team. Shout out to Clipper Daryl if he's in here. But I'm sorry, your boys are about to get whooped if they do. If we beat you guys in the Western Conference, they're about to get whooped. So,
yeah, we beat them fully healthy. I know they beat us the first 2 times. It's understandable. They beat us. We learned from it, and Lou Williams has a lot of ability defensively. LeBron was telling Avery Bradley, bring Lou Williams over here. Every time they switch, Lou Williams have to guard LeBron. You saw that in that game we won, man. AD is unstoppable, man. AD needs to stop shooting threes, get in the post, go to work, man. Anthony Davis is an amazing talent. He needs to get it done in the post in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
AD gotta play the 5. Like I don't want like him at the power forward position. He's more efficient at the 5. That's the only way this is gonna work. Like you said, he's only shooting about 33-34% from deep anyway. So it's not. I mean, he can shoot back there, but he falls in love with that shot. And when it's not going, he's trying to jack up shots in late game situations. That first game we played the Clippers, he didn't score a point in the fourth quarter. Like he didn't register a point in the fourth quarter. That cannot be. We need him down there in the post. If we got to bring out JaVale off the bench, kind of interchange Dwight to kind of get him some, but he has to play the 5. He don't want to get in there and bang with those centers, but he plays. He's much faster and more elusive than those other centers, and he's basically, kind of like toying with them when he's actually playing the center position. But he got to play the 5 if this is going to work.
What you think, Ray? You think AD should play the 5 or power forward?
I think, like I said, I do get a little disappointed when he's falling in love with those threes and longer shots because he is absolutely right. When he's down in the post and he's going to work downtown with a mouse in the house, he's unstoppable. The guy's been unstoppable. That's why it was such a game changer when he came to LA because I just he's been known to just be an unstoppable force. And the last time we seen someone like that as an unstoppable force on the Lakers was Shaq. And I'm not saying he's as unstoppable as Shaq, but right now he is unstoppable. There's not anyone in the league that can guard him. So yeah, if when he's down there, it's a huge difference. So I agree with him. When he pick and roll all day.
Yeah, me too, man. And that's the crazy thing too. Yeah, remember when the whole AD rumors are coming out? People on ESPN were laughing at our trade offer, making fun of us, saying the Celtics have that better assets. As soon as we do it, it's not going to work with AD and LeBron. Ain't going to work. It's going to take some time. All those haters are talking. They're still talking. I want them to keep talking. So when we win this championship, they got nothing to say. I want them to be quiet. Once we win this ring, be coming for everybody. I got a list of all the haters written down on my iPad of who was talking the most during the whole last 6 years. And I'm coming. And I'm going to be – you're going to hear a podcast that you haven't heard from me. It's going to be respectable, but you're gonna see how excited I am. So we got to get into it, man. I'm going to start with Laker Ray. Give me your favorite Kobe Bryant moment.
Ooh, favorite Kobe Bryant moment. It's I'm going to have to say it is the press conference after Game 7, 2010 NBA Finals. He's sitting there. We know everyone's been giving him crap over the past couple of years, since Shaq left. They lost in 2008 to the Celtics. Shaq, and I love Shaq, but Shaq went out into a club and did a freestyle on Kobe and was making it, rubbing salt in the wound. And Kobe still kept going. And he said, "What does this championship mean to you, Kobe?" And he said, "It's one more than Shaq, and you can take that to the bank." That's it. That meant so much to me because I was low key. I was in my own head. I was beefing with Shaq. So, but yeah,
it's coming back. Sorry about that, y'all. Were you talking because the screen went out?
Yeah, I was talking.
We're still talking. We're all
I couldn't see you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about technical difficulties. Go ahead, Ray. What were you saying about Kobe? Favorite moment?
Favorite moment, Game 7, the press conference after the Game 7 victory over the Celtics in the 2010 NBA Finals. After all the crap that the media was giving him since Shaq left, Shaq went and won with Miami. Shaq was giving Kobe a hard time even in the media, and Kobe went and won back-to-back titles. And they asked him, what does this title mean to you? And he said, "That's one more than Shaq, and you can take that to the bank." That for me was just typical Kobe. Killer on the court and then killer off the court as well. So that's my favorite moment.
Yeah. What about you, Corey? What's your favorite Kobe Bryant moment? Corey?
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't even hear you. For me, it had to have been that 2013 playoffs when he snapped his Achilles and came back and drained those free throws. We already knew that his body, was kind of breaking down. But the perseverance and the grit, he snapped his Achilles tendon. And he still walked back out there under his own strength and knocked down those free throws. And it wasn't, like all the championships, all the other moments, I could have went to the 81-point game. But that, for me, solidified that this is the greatest of all time.
Let's go.
An Achilles tendon. Like, that's a serious injury that nobody comes back from. And for him to drop 60 points his final game, this GOAT conversation is put to bed.
What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead. I'm gonna go. My favorite Kobe Bryant moment is them beating Boston, him jumping up on the stands, doing 5 and holding the ball, and also 60 points. There's so many, but if I had to pick one overall, I'd probably pick Kobe jumping up on the stands, doing number 5, and then beating Boston was the best feeling for him because he lost in 2008. us fans, we got destroyed that year. The whole summer. Till this day, I don't even watch the 2008 finals. Some Celtics fans always send me the clip of us losing. I'm like, I don't want to see that, but I send them back the 2010 one. So we're even. But go ahead, Dylan. What you think about Kobe Bryant's favorite moment of all time for you, man?
I have quite a few. I actually wanted to give a quick shout out real quick to Jeremy Shapiro in the chat. I actually know him in real life, so it's actually really funny to see him on here because Laker Nation is just that close. I also want to give a shout out to Gary Zellman. I believe that is the sign guy for the Lakers that we always see holding the signs in all the games.
I was going to get everybody tuning into the stream.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. And also shout out to Monica.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, shout out to Monica.
Shout out to Monica.
The real sign guy. Shout out to everybody in the stream, man.
Yeah. My favorite Kobe moment, obviously, like Corey said, is all the injuries. Even when he dislocated his finger, as small as the injury that is, most NBA players would go back into the locker room, get it fixed, whatever, come back out. Kobe doesn't care. He does it right on the court, jumps right back in the game. But secondly, the most recent and most emotional Kobe moment was his final game. He dropped 60. Shaq asked him for 50, and he had to one-up him again. Obviously 3 minutes left, down by 10. Kobe's coming up the court, knocking threes back and forth. The entire thing couldn't have ended any better for Kobe. He didn't have to do that. It was his last game. He could have taken it easy. We were not in a playoff race. He came in, he got the job done, and he's forever a Laker legend and, one of the greatest to ever do it.
That game, I remember watching that game. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they had audacity to have the Warriors game, them beating their record, but they didn't have the Laker game. I went up, can you guys put on a Laker game? It's Kobe's last game. They're giving me attitude, like, can you guys put it on, please? Or I'll leave. And then they just put it on. And then once Kobe started to get going, the whole Buffalo Wild Wings was packed with Laker fans. Laker fans came in. It was crazy. I had my vlog camera back then, but I didn't get the footage all the way. It got deleted. I'm so mad about that still.
Yeah, but when I saw that game, I knew Kobe when he started feeling it. Kobe's not gonna go out there, shoot a couple baskets and go 2 for 10 and go back and sit next to Byron Scott. That's just not how he's gonna go out. Kobe was a gunner, and he's gonna go out guns blazing. Like, he was challenged. He kind of downplayed it when Shaq told him. He said, "Hey, I need you to go grab me 50," and he was all like, "Absolutely not." And I said he's gonna drop 60. I swear, if you go back and look at my Facebook page. Before that game started, I said Kobe's going to drop 60 points because Shaq had told him 50. He's the ultimate competitor, and he has the ultimate poker face during that situation. I knew he was going to go for the gusto on that, and then in that game, I knew he was going to go out guns blazing. I just know Kobe. He just had to. He's been preserving his body.
Yeah.
Can you put a screenshot of that? I'd love to see that, man. That's awesome.
That I swear, like if I find it, I'm gonna send it to you.
I want to see that. Awesome.
I'll definitely go take a look at your Facebook page and then scroll and try to find it so I can see it.
Yeah, I definitely have it on there for sure.
Yes. But this is going to be an interesting question. Give me your top 5 greatest Lakers of all time. I'm going to start with Laker Boost. Go ahead, Laker Boost.
Oh, man. This is always a tough question because obviously we have such a list that you can choose. My current top 5 greatest Lakers of all time. Obviously, number 1, I got to give it to Kobe, the Black Mamba. I got to include Magic Johnson, Kareem. I'm going to put Pau Gasol in my top 5 as well. We discussed this on my live show as well, and we debated this for a long time. But I think Pau Gasol has to be up there too. And my final position. Oh man, there's so many to choose from. It's such a hard choice, honestly.
Say it.
Hey, look.
I can't tell you, man.
That is it.
Oh,
I had to. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
I'll tell you this though. You send that my way. I'm sharing that on the Vegas Lakers fans page because that's. Yeah. I love that.
I had it on my page before the game started.
Dang.
And he dropped exactly 60 points.
Does it have the timestamp on it?
Let me see. I don't know if it does or not, but you can like see all my comments. This was before the game.
Oh, so that's cool. I'm sure we'll see. That's
Yeah,
right
I
now.
even I even have it on here. I said I predicted 60.
yeah. Dang,
I'm
that's
a I'm
lit.
a I'm a I'm gonna send it to you.
That's lit.
What's
I
your
was gonna
page?
go to bed after this, but now you got me hyped up. I'm not gonna be able to get sleep tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like it was. I couldn't believe I predicted
So,
that, and then people was
but
like, "He'll never do it again."
uh,
He-
but yeah, for me, did you pick your fifth one, Dylan?
Um, I can't even say. I mean,
Yeah,
I can say Jerry West. I like Jerry West a lot as
yeah.
well. Um, you know what? I'm gonna say my fifth greatest Laker is Phil Jackson. He brought together an incredibly hard team to deal with Kobe and Shaq. He brought them together. He came back again with Kobe. He's my fifth greatest of all time Laker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I got Kobe, Shaq, Magic. I'm gonna say Powell, and then yeah, it's Phil. I had Phil down. I had so many, but I'm gonna go with Phil. Those are my top five Lakers.
Wow. Okay.
Ray, I saw your face light up when I said Phil Jackson.
Because,
No,
because we got Dill Jackson up in here choosing Phil Jackson.
Represent, baby.
yeah,
Dill Jackson in the house. Let me ask you this. So, just to be clear with the question, are we talking by position,
it doesn't
or
matter all time. It doesn't matter what position you can pick.
can I switch it up with
Go
your
ahead.
permission? Can I switch up with your permission as far as players in their prime? So, players that
Yes, go
necessarily were
ahead.
on the Lakers but weren't in their prime at the time when they came to the Lake Show.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
it's probably just one minor, but for sure Magic Johnson at the
Mhm.
point, Kobe at the shooting guard. I'm gonna put Ron Artest at the small forward, and
Woo!
we're gonna have I'm gonna say um, Karl Malone at the power forward. Now we're talking if they're in their prime, okay? And then I'm gonna say Shaquille O'Neal at center. And the reason I choose Ron Artest is when he came to the Lakers, his defense, he was still locking guys up. He's one of the main reasons we beat Boston because Paul Pierce couldn't go off. We saw what he did, during the regular season against Carmelo Anthony. We didn't get to see that during the playoffs, but he was just a huge difference. So him in his prime on the Lake Show is just it's a game changer. That's my
There you go. Danny Artest said it right there. That's all.
hey, let's go.
Hey man, like
There you go. Laker love, baby.
Yep.
Ron had hit that three that one
Yeah.
game seven they had like that was one of the biggest shots that he made.
The
He could score too. That three,
Yep.
remember that three?
the three, the game winner putback,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then in game six in
Yes.
Phoenix, he went
Yeah.
off.
yeah.
He had 20 something points. He played. Ron Artest's time with LA it's not talked about enough. It
Mhm.
needs to be talked about more because that guy he was a game changer. Like Kobe said, there's no game seven victory without Ron Artest.
Yep. I
I,
totally agree with that.
I think he just
100%.
won that one, right? That one
Yeah.
with them.
Yep.
But what about you, Corey? But real quick, the last question. I'm just gonna throw it out there, and then we get back into the greatest Lakers of all time. Where does Ron Artest rank as the best defensive player of all time?
Oh, he's top 10 for sure.
Top 10. I say he's top three.
I would say top 10 for sure.
Top three.
Top 10.
For me, it's top three, man.
It's a lot of great guys out there, so I mean, I think it's safe to say at least top 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just curious on you guys' thoughts about that. So Corey, who's your top five greatest Lakers of all time? It could be any position, it doesn't matter. So go ahead.
Of course, I'm gonna go with the Irish Shaq, Kobe,
Mhm.
Kareem, Magic, and I'm gonna shock a lot of people. Robert Horry.
Ooh. Okay. That's a good one. Big
I
shot,
had
Rob.
Man, like the shot that he hit. I forgot
Against the Kings?
Which one?
Yeah, the one because you could see Doug Christie's face.
Yeah.
I remember that face when Doug Christie when he hit that shot because they had everybody locked up
Uh-huh.
and they lost containment on Robert Horry and you just seen his face because he was wide open and that's what he did. Like he hit big shots or whatever, and you could just see how Doug Christie's face just dropped because they had everything locked up. Everybody was contained, but then I don't know how Robert Horry was open like he was. It
Vlade
was just
slapped the
like
ball.
God is a Laker fan.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
seriously.
But Vlade slapped
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
The
that's
game's
what
over.
happened. Yeah,
Game's
but
over.
and
Horry said, "Let's go home."
I was like, wow, like
Yeah.
I couldn't stop screaming that whole week.
And Kings fans still cry about that series. Quit crying, Sacramento Queens.
18 points for Robert Horry that game, I believe. And he also
Man,
got
Okay.
a good three before that.
Okay, we got Daniel Artest gives his greatest Lakers of all time.
Yes.
Magic, Kobe, Kareem, Shaq, Derek Fisher.
Mm.
I like Derek
Derek
Fisher.
Fisher.
I
like Derek. I
he's my
like
top
Derek
10.
Fisher. I
He's
like
my top
Derek
10.
Fisher.
Yeah, Derek Fisher's great at shooting, playing that tough defense, man. He hit that big shot in Orlando. Two shots. The one where he's bringing the ball up, transition, and then when Kobe threw it to him at the top of the key.
Cause he got all five with Kobe, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yep,
I think so.
exactly.
He is underrated. D-Fish, Daniel Test says D-Fish is underrated. He was one of the very few guys in the league that's point guard that's going to guard your point guard full court. He was picking up point guards as soon as they caught the ball and bring the ball up. The guy was just the dude. He was amazing. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He probably could have averaged more if he was with different teams, but the guy just played his role and he did it well.
Yeah, we're just gonna forget about that Utah year.
Yeah,
In Utah though, he did his thing though
he
too.
did. He does big shots.
Well, he know his. I think his daughter had passed away or something like that during that time, and he came back
That's
with the Lakers after that. Right after that.
Yeah, but Derek Fisher, man, so many big moments, man, for Derek Fisher, Robert Horry, even Powell too. Powell. Speaking of Powell, do you think Pau Gasol deserves his jersey retired? I'm gonna start with Corey. Corey, you think Pau Gasol deserves his jersey retired?
We wasn't winning that championship, those two championships without Pau Gasol. So yeah, he's brought a title. He's well respected around the league, not just in the Laker organization, around the league. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. I think they should send his jersey to the Raptors, and it would be nice to see that if the season does return, we can possibly get him back on that bench for some veteran leadership. We don't need him to play no heavy minutes and nothing like that. We pretty much stacked in that position, but just for like something, just for he was Kobe's guy, and for him to be able to contribute in any kind of capacity, I would love to see it.
It'll bring full circle.
What about you, Dylan? What you think? You think Powell deserves his jersey retired?
100%. And even I think Derek Fisher deserves his jersey retired too. I think next to 24, we're going to put Pau Gasol's 16. And right next to number 8, we're going to put number 2 for Derek Fisher. Obviously, those championships wouldn't have happened without either of those gentlemen. And, of course, both those jerseys deserve to be retired right next to Kobe.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree. I feel like Powell deserves his jersey retired. He had so many big moments in the playoffs, playing tough defense. Kobe toughened him up, got destroyed in 2008 by Kevin Garnett, Kendrick Perkins, Leon Poe, all those players. 2009, came back more aggressive, talking back to people. I remember the finals against Orlando, he was getting in people's faces. And then 2010, he got revenge, and Powell deserves it, man. Powell deserves to be in Laker greats, like another Laker big, another Laker great coming in through that door, We gave up Kwame Brown. We gave up Kwame Brown for Pau Gasol. Kwame Brown.
And the draft rights to Marc Gasol.
And Marc Gasol and Aaron McKee. And, it is what it is. And I thank the Grizzlies for doing that trade. I thank them, But Daniel Artest has a question. Yes, retire Powell's number. Without him, does Kobe last 20 years in LA? That's a good question, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that question to Corey. What you think about what Daniel Artest said?
Absolutely, Kobe lasts 20 years. I mean, he has they don't call him the mama for nothing. I don't think one player would have impacted him being able to extend his career at all. I love what Powell was able to contribute, but if Kobe was set on doing 20 years, he's going to do 20 years. That's what it's going to be, because he just had that DNA to persevere through anything. And he won 2 more titles, and it was a couple times that he possibly could have been traded out. I think they had a deal with Chicago, It was even reported that he could have been a Clipper and stuff like that. But come on, man, Kobe was a Laker fan as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he has all these smoke and mirrors, and and he plays the media and things like that. But there was no way he would have played and finished his career anywhere else without that uniform on. Like, without question, he'd last 20 years without
And,
Paul Gasol.
and shout out to Jerry West for telling Kobe not to go to the Clippers. Shout out to Jerry West, even though Jerry West was working, I think, for the Clippers at the time, I believe. Again, he worked for Clippers again, and then told him don't go to Clippers. I remember that trade. It was Chicago. We were gonna get Rip Hamilton. Actually, yeah, Rip Hamilton, Tyrese Thomas, and Ben Gordon. But also, Jerry Buss said, "We're gonna get you up. Stay here. We got this. We got this. We got Powell. We got Ron. We got these players, and we won a championship, man. So shout out to the late great Dr. Jerry Buss, man.
Jerry West should have had a lifetime position with the organization. I hope I know everybody possibly agree with that. Like, there's no way Jerry West should be over there with the Clippers.
You think so?
Absolutely. Like, he was the reason why the Shaq and Kobe era even took off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But like sometimes we don't know what happened behind the scenes with the front office with the Lakers and Jerry West. Jerry West never
There was a lot of conflict.
Yeah, conflict. Like maybe Lakers said, okay, we're gonna go in a different direction, and Jerry West is doing his thing with the Clippers. I can't lie, he's doing his thing, but Lakers still the best team in the league.
That
So
man bleeds purple and gold.
yeah, purple and gold, purple and gold. It is what it is, man. But I just want to thank Laker Ray, Corey, and Dylan for being on the show. So I'm gonna start with Dylan. Go ahead and give out your social media so I can leave it down in the description so they can follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Dylan. I'm from Laker Boost. You can go find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, similar to this. And I also do a weekly show with Laker Ray from Vegas Laker Fans called Late Night Trivia, where it is a Laker trivia night, and we give out prizes every week. So please follow.
Go ahead, Laker Ray. Tell us where they can find you on social media.
Vegas Lakers fans on Instagram, and also on Facebook, Vegas Lakers fans. And same thing, we do a YouTube with Dylan on called Laker Boost, and you can find us weekly doing trivia nights with Laker Boost on Instagram. Let's get it.
Before we get to you, Corey, hey Daniel Ortiz, next Tuesday we can maybe do this like a weekly thing. You can come on. You got it down for that to have Daniel Ortiz next week?
Absolutely.
Next Tuesday, same time?
You'll have us.
Yeah, we gotta have Daniel on here.
Yeah, we gotta get Daniel Ortiz on this, man. We could be popping. So Corey, go ahead and give out your social media so I can put it in the description.
I'm at Out of Bounds Sports Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook. I also got a YouTube channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. I'm trying to, basically get some video content out there so everybody can start watching some of my podcasts that are on all the various different streaming sites. So please support Big Baby and all these other guys, these Laker guys, man. Like I feel like I know y'all for years now. I feel like I've been knowing y'all for years, and I just met y'all tonight. So I really appreciate being on with you guys, man.
Yes, Daniel Ortiz, we definitely got to do a show. I'm actually going to put everybody in a group chat on Instagram, and we can talk it out about when you can come on the show.
Yeah,
you guys know where to find me, Twitter, Bigbabyjonathan. Make sure you guys turn your post notifications for this Friday's show. Until then, everybody, you guys have a blessed, positive night. One love. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.